Welcome, everybody, to another exciting edition of the Steelers Dynasty podcast. I'm your host, Bad Bubba Brewer, and bringing up the special field correspondent, the guy that's got more podcasts than I can shake a stick at. I think he's just said on Green Room, he said he had 3 yesterday, but we got one tonight we got to talk about. So everybody, welcome to the show. Special field correspondent, the host of Steeler Dynasty podcast, and also Mountaineer Mafia and 6 other shows. Everybody, welcome to the show. Special field correspondent Shane Stodmiller. Shane, how you doing?
Well, this is my favorite. You know, like I actually look forward to this one. Doing the one with Mark.
Well, we have an exciting guest tonight. He was just at the home opener. He can tell his experience. He has he's very, very upbeat with Steelers. He's a huge Steeler fan. He has his own world-famous halftime shows every Steeler game, and he'll explain more of it like he did last year when he was on the show. But everybody, welcome to Steelers Dynasty Podcast, the man from Windber, Kenny Meier. Kenny, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, and as always, how I always introduce you, good God, B-A-double-D, Bad Bubba Brewer, and double S, Jane Stadmiller. Thank you for having me back. I'm so excited, ready here to join you tonight.
That's
Kenny,
awesome.
I didn't get to be on a show with you yet, I don't think, because you had Punksy Pete last time.
Yeah, I think so. He was always one of my favorite, but when I heard you were coming on, I'm like, well, we'll take what we can get.
Well, we had Punksy Pete on a couple weeks ago, and he was drinking stuff, and I don't know what he was doing. So, we got George T. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. And then we have from Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk, the King, Larry Stryker. You see that, Kenny? That's what he wrote about you, and I don't see that happening.
Well, he likes the Young Bucks and wrestling, so that just tells you all you need to know about his knowledge of that and with the Steelers right there. So, all right, we'll just leave it at that.
That's funny. Oh, see, King, you chime in, you're going to get scorched by the host of the halftime show. Craig, thanks for tuning in. So, if everybody didn't know it, Kenny, can you explain what you do during your world-famous halftime reports?
Oh, absolutely. And it's something that I came up with a couple of years ago that I started going and just doing a little dissecting the game, seeing what was happening at halftime, saying what we need to do, somebody said hello to me, what we need to do in the second half and so forth. And this is my 3rd year that for each game I take a sponsor. They give a minimum $25 donation that at the end of the year, I put all the donors on one of those spin wheels and I do a live thing and I pick a winner and they get to choose what charity that it's going to. And within 2 years, we've donated almost $1,200 to 2 different charities. And it's just something that I like to do. So I make nothing off it. It's just something I like to do. And I figured let's take that and do some good with that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know we were talking off camera about meeting up and giving us some posters, and when I do that, me and Shane we'll do the 25 donation if you like. Even if you already got somebody, we still want to give $25 for your charity. So
that would be wonderful. Anything bonus? I have somebody set up for the whole year.
I know. I figured you do. You know what? That's okay.
You pick a charity. You don't you spin the wheel and pick who picks the beer. It's just the charity, right?
Right. And it's not that I put the charities on there. I put all the donors
on there.
No,
you get to pick your charity after you pick the guy. Yeah, that makes sense.
And whenever they get that, then I go, oh, okay, take your time. Let me know who you're choosing. And then they choose. And the first year was it was for Brian Windsor, who passed away. He played hockey for Johnstown. It was the Brian Windsor goals for something, and I apologize that I can't remember. And last year, it was for the Children's Aid Home in Somerset County.
Well, like I said, when I meet up with you and give you some posters when I hit down in Windber, we'll Steeler Dynasty podcast will definitely, donate to your cause, to that charity that you're doing. No, thank you. I mean, anything that we can do, to spread some good cheer. So you went to the game Sunday. Why don't you tell the people the experience that you had at this home opener, seeing some people that never been in Steeler uniforms like a Justin Fields? and Rusell.
Well, it was the second hottest game that I've ever been to, and the first hottest was in Tampa. We were buying cups of ice to put on our neck that it was that
Really?
hot.
It was that hot?
Wow.
Yeah, it was. And I got to give a shout out to my blokes from across the pond that made the trek over for their first ever Steelers game. Say hi to Philip, say hi to Callum, and say hello to Jason. They had such an amazing trip, and like for them, it was great being able to see them play Renegade, see everything. I invited them to the tailgate. They were on my halftime report this week.
I
But
seen that. They were enjoying themselves.
yeah, some of them they had kind of a little bit of a thick accent, especially Philip. But hey,
I know a translator. I know a translator.
there you go. But as far as the game, I love the intensity on defense. Justin Fields, getting to see him live. One thing I can say, he's grown every game so far in my eyes. And Arthur Smith is setting him up to succeed, not to fail like some of these other quarterbacks. And obviously, Fields isn't a rookie, but some of these rookies are like, you're the number one pick. We're throwing you in there and just go ahead and you have to do everything. But Arthur Smith, finally, Justin Fields has some coaches that is giving him all the ingredients for a recipe to win. So I was very impressed with the defense. I think right now, going into the last game, we had the third ranked defense with points, and San Diego, or excuse me, Los
That's okay.
Angeles, Los Angeles Chargers had number one, but then after that game, I think points wise, we have the number one defense. Now we're getting some injuries, as you can see, but everything I saw on Sunday, I loved. I absolutely loved the intensity, everything.
What
I
did you
just
think about What did you think about the first half when it was slow when you were there? How did you grasp that and you're like, okay, we're gonna get it, and because it was like a tale of two halves.
It certainly was, and the thing is if I'm looking at it as just an average fan going to the game, I want to be holding up the boring sign. But as a lifelong Steelers fan, they have a method to their madness. They're not gonna, unless it's a necessity that they're down 28-3 with 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter, that they have to do that. There was a method to their madness. They were establishing the run. They were playing great on D. They were looking to wear down the offense to get that big play. So I had no problem with it, of knowing what the Steelers wanted to do. Now, the average fan, they might have been like boring, but I knew what they were going to do. And then they started opening it up more and giving Justin Fields more confidence. So I actually had no problem with that. The Steelers
Okay.
are what they are. They're not going to be a Buffalo. They're not going to be a Kansas City. I know what to expect.
And what player besides, did you just wanted to see how Fields was going, or was there other players you wanted to see that you got to see Sunday afternoon?
Well, I was really hoping to see some of the other wide receivers make an impact, and Calvin Austin III absolutely did. I was happy with our tight end play, but I really wanted to see Calvin Austin take a step up. I was hoping to see Roman Wilson take a step up, but correct me if I'm wrong. He didn't even have a catch, did he, during the game?
He wasn't even activated. Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember
Yeah.
because when you get caught up going to a game, I didn't
Oh
see
yeah.
who was always activated, and I
Well,
know
you
he
wouldn't
was.
know unless you looked at your phone if you knew the actives and they weren't active, and you were doing a lot of stuff because you're down there tailgating. You're not drinking you're not drinking milk and having
Cookies.
cookies and stuff. You're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I had my Gatorade and water on the bus down, and then I cracked open, and then I was good to go. Because you
So
always
you
got
took a
to
bus
hydrate.
down.
Yeah, I take a bus down for the most part now from Eisenhower. It's Lodestar. I've been taking it for years. It's so much nicer. Don't have to worry about driving
Right.
down or back. So that's what we did. But yeah, I was hoping to see Roman Wilson, but you know what? I'll take Calvin Austin the third. I think he had either the most or second most receptions. I think he had four and Pickens had five after I looked at the stats after the game. But I was really impressed with Austin, and hopefully he continues to progress.
Who who did you like on defense besides Mr. Watt? What defense player actually caught your eye seeing him live
I
this
really
past
liked
Sunday?
what Landon Roberts did this weekend. I know he had a sack. I think he establish the pressure up the middle. And that's a lot of things. A lot of these players, and Herbig, I was going to say Herbig next, but a lot of these teams,
Thank you,
like
Chloe.
you have TJ Watt that'll come around the side and Highsmith, which, as you saw, Highsmith's going to be out possibly 3 to 4 weeks.
Right.
But I really liked if teams can also put pressure up the middle, and you have somebody like TJ Watt and Highsmith and now Herbig, and it's slipping my mind because I'm trying to think so many names. What's our Peyton Wilson?
Oh yeah.
I was really looking forward to seeing him as well. So our defense, and I mean, it's only 3 games, but if we're only talking 3 games and not long term, our defense is playing lights out, and I think it's one of the best defenses if we don't have many more injuries and we have to do the ragtag group that I've seen in the last 10, 15 years.
Ooh, I like that. I
statement.
like that. And guess who? He must have heard you talking defense because Mark from Steeler Nation Australia is in the chat room. Mark, hello, and he'll be over. Coming over in December because we're having a huge big party when the Ravens play on the 21st, Saturday. When we play the Saturday game, we're going to get a bar. We're looking to get McFadden's. Mark's going to already be over because he's going to the Kansas City game. So we're going to combine his podcast, our podcast, and anybody that wants to come down. So, Kenny, if you want to get on the bus and bring some win for people, come on down. We'll party like rock stars. I'm going to drink early. Mark will not, but I'm going to drink early.
That's awesome because I think we had plans with our friends from Maryland of possible, nothing set in stone, of doing the 1-1 that they're going to come up here and go to the Steelers game, and then we're going to go down there and go to the Steelers Ravens game. So if that's the case, I'll definitely stop over. If not, and we have nothing to do, and we're going to do it inside a bar, my girlfriend won't mind that because she hates the cold weather, and the only time I don't mind the cold weather is going to a Steelers game.
My wife's the same way. She ain't going out.
I won't watch football in the cold. I won't do it.
I love the cold weather watching games. I really do. I don't think my body can take it too much, but he's coming in the 18th.
I wanted to ask this lead into our next segue. I wanted to ask Kenny a question. I think I asked it before, but I didn't ask him. It's a riddle. What do the Steelers and Bigfoot have in common?
What do the Steelers and Bigfoot have in common?
Wait, didn't you just tell me that before?
I did last show.
Is it something in particular just to you, or is it a general joke?
No. Just nobody believes in them, buddy. Nobody believes in Bigfoot. Nobody believes in the Steelers.
And you know, it's the truth.
So, I'm thinking of making a Bigfoot shirt. A Steelers Dynasty podcast, the Bigfoot shirt says, and the Bigfoot has Steelers shit on it, and it says believe. Because you know what?
Ooh.
I like that
that's
idea.
Right.
I like that.
That's right. We're gonna call.
You're gonna get a hold of Pat. You're gonna get a hold of Pat.
Call Pat up tomorrow, and have him make a little bit of money, and Steelers Dynasty make a little money, and
Yeah. Well, we are sponsored now.
Yes, Kenny. Did you hear that? You like mustard?
I love mustard.
Okay. Well, I'm not a mustard fan, so I was really disappointed with our sponsorship. I was hoping to get but it is a corporate sponsor. And their website is ketchupsucks.com, and you can't even type it in the chat. It won't allow you.
But I actually got it right here. There it is.
Yeah, Mucky Duck.
Yeah, congratulations, Bubba. You deserved it.
Oh, well, that was all Shane there. Shane did that.
Shane, that is awesome.
Yeah, I was giving lap dances in the parking lot, and one of them finally paid off.
Yeah. We're just going to have to eat the mustard alive with some
we're gonna,
pretzels.
yeah.
Yep.
So that's our sponsor. We actually have a corporate sponsor. You can buy it at Kroger. You can buy it in Michigan. You can buy it in Ohio. You can buy it in Pennsylvania or online. So try it out.
Congratulations. That's awesome. I'm going to have to give that a try.
Yeah. Yep. It's they got different there's spicy mustard. Yeah. There's a whole kind of different categories.
There's like
of
a barbecue mustard. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. There's dipping mustards. There's and it's a little pricey, but a little bit goes a long way. It's a condiment. You're not supposed to drink the shit.
Right. I've never heard anybody in my 48 years on this earth drinking mustard, but you never know.
Well,
I'm
I
sure somewhere there's a mustard drinking or eating contest.
Have you watched that TLC, like Strange Obsessions, where people like eat light bulbs and shit and their
I
toenails?
think I've seen it once or twice.
Hey, before the show, I had peanut butter crackers, and I was taking the jelly and squirting it on the crackers and hurrying up and eating it before the show, because that was kind of my supper, because I was trying to eat real quick. Hello, dear. Yeah,
I made the kids Chicago dogs. You ever have a Chicago dog? Instead of a hot dog bun, it's like a hard roll. Heat it up, put the hot dog in it. You put a little bit of ketchup, mustard, and then you put fresh tomatoes sliced, a pickle, and onions, and maybe those little teeny hot peppers. Put that on there, and that's a Chicago dog.
How could you eat a brick, Chloe?
A brick.
Wow, that my teeth would like crack.
Yes, on that show, someone eats like chalk and shit. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Chloe, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah.
Well, I can't eat bricks. I have a couple rocks loose in my head, but no.
Yeah, the
so
crowd,
we appreciate everybody tuning on. If you guys have any comments for Kenny and you want to ask him about his world famous halftime show, he'll let you know where it's at, what it's on. It's more on Facebook, right, Kenny?
Right.
I think it's infamous.
I haven't put a I do have a YouTube channel, but that's just kind of like for me and my music and stuff. But I was thinking, after doing your podcasts and stuff, I was thinking of getting something that I could do along with that and whatnot. And I might need your help one day. But for right now, I just do it live. If I'm going to the game, I do a pregame report, and that's something I'm real excited for. I'm going to the away game in Indy this weekend.
Oh, let's discuss that. So what's the travel arrangements?
Well, the travel arrangements are some good friends of mine. They're not my aunt and uncle, but that's how I met them, and that's like our nickname for them, Aunt Irene and Uncle Mike. Their cousin from Indiana came in last year, and they wanted to go to the Steelers-Jacksonville game. So we got to meet them and tailgate. When the schedule came out this year, they ended up saying, well, they play in Indy. And we all discussed and said, we're going out. So we got tickets in like July. So we're leaving Friday morning. We're already doing some sort of Oktoberfest out there on Friday night. Saturday, hopefully college football, take it easy. Then Sunday, serious business, go do some tailgating. And instead of a halftime report, I'm going to do a pregame report with my sponsor, do all that stuff, because I don't want to be boozing too much and not represent my sponsor properly. I want to get all that stuff out there.
So you got to do that ahead of time. So you got to prepare yourself.
Yeah. So if I'm going to the game, it's pregame report. If I'm sitting at home, it's halftime report.
Now, so I have a suggestion for away games. I did this in college, a few away games. I put like one of those little ski tags with like my name, who to call, where I'm staying at. So if I passed out, someone at least could like point me in the right direction.
Like a luggage tag.
It's basically what it is. It's a luggage tag for adults.
I don't know. I've never been to another stadium because I don't know how to act. I'm just being honest. I had opportunities to go to other stadiums. I just don't know how to act because honestly, the last game I've ever been to was Ben Roethlisberger's last game. I don't know if I can, and I haven't been to a game since. I have opportunities to go all the time. I really do. But that moment is etched in history for me. Freezing my ass off, watching him, and they beat the Cleveland Browns. Dan Moore had a good game. Najee ran them all over. And Ben just going around and, thanking people. It was 45 minutes, and I was up high, and I had to take a piss. And, and that's just that. Unless I get corporate seats, because I'm older now. And going up that stuff. Where do you usually sit? Do you keep the same spot, or do you get different tickets all the time?
Well, the last 3 years, I've gotten season tickets kind of secondhand, and literally like next year, I should be getting my own, but I still might keep both.
Ooh, you're making the cut.
Yes, it's. I think they're on 2003 now, and
nice.
They're going to be going to 2004 for the wait list. Thank you, brother.
Yes,
yes.
It's very hard to get season tickets now. My grandfather in 1971 had season tickets for Three River Stadium. Now, in 1995, I took over my grandfather's ticket. He had one ticket. So I went, and I was a season ticket holder for 17 glorious years. I could have bought a house a long time ago. But, I dropped them at 2010. So, I saw Rod Woodson blow his knee out. I partied down there. Let me ask you a question. Did you ever go to the bar, the Triple Deuce?
Was that the old dive bar that's been closed a couple years?
Yeah.
Yes, we would stop in there and do one shot on our walk to the stadium, and that's before I even had these season tickets. But we would stop, do one shot, and then we'd head into the stadium.
Yeah, because you would go in the back way. You could hurry up and grab a beer, do a shot because it was 3 people working, and then you're going out with a 6-pack and a fucking hoagie and going right through the front door. Yeah, but you know what though? Every time I went there, you knew it was like Indiana County. So you knew people in this bar, and that's where I lost one of my jerseys. I had a custom jersey, and I took it off because I was feeling pretty good. I was playing pool, and it was the Jets playoff game, and I zipped it down. I'm like, oh, my God, where's my jersey? So I went back. They closed, and then I called Monday, and I'm like, I'm going to see some homeless guy with a 4X77 Steelers jersey. You know what I mean? But now that bar down there, it's like the nostalgic and the way I'm sure it was in the 70s and early 80s of going down there, drinking, having a good time, doing a shot. And that was before the prices got crazy. I'm sure what's a beer cost down there right now?
I'm trying to think. I think it was like $12 or something like that.
Wow.
And it was weird. Usually I have about 3 or 4. I only had 2. It was so stinking hot. I switched to water because I just started feeling so dehydrated.
Yeah, because it was hot. It was not a typical it was like a Indian kind of September. But I do have a question for you. Somebody's asking me about Kenny, see if you know this guy.
Okay, George T. Jerry Rudek. That's so awesome. No, I don't recognize that last name, but if I get reminded, I could do a little research, and I guarantee you I'll find somebody that knew this person.
Everybody's cohesive down at Winburn, huh?
Yeah. George T., do you know you were stationed in the late 80s? Do you know what year he graduated? I mean, I could literally text some friends that graduated in the late 80s, mid 80s, and see if any of my friends know that guy.
So I'm telling you, Winburn is not. It's like if one person comes from Winburn, they all come from Winburn. Is that how it works?
You pretty much know. I don't know that name, but George T. Somehow I'll find out, and I'll let Bubba and Shane know, and they can let you know.
Sure. Wow, it's a small world, though. I mean, just for a podcast, people that are listening, and we appreciate everybody that does. So, I mean, this community is something like I've never seen before. Since we hooked up with Mark from Steeler Nation Australia, his people have come over, and it's awesome.
I know there's at least 24 people in Australia, so I know Mark must know your friends that came to visit.
It's possible. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
possible.
Mark.
They should subscribe to your channel, and then they won't need a translator. And Mark won't mind talking.
Yeah, they represent, because there's 2 different groups. There's Pittsburgh Steelers Nation UK, and then there's the one those 3 guys are part of UK Pittsburgh Steelers fans. And those guys do like 1 or 2 podcasts.
Oh, I thought they're Australian. I thought they're Australians in there.
Maddie went to the game though.
Maddie's who I'm thinking of. Maddie's who I'm thinking of. Okay. Oh, they're English or they're Brits. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. They do talk really funny. I can't.
Well, you know how it goes. So you're going
to some of them there.
Yeah. So you're going to Indianapolis. You're getting ready. You're excited. Have you ever been to that stadium before?
No. The away games I've been to Tampa twice. The first one was when Ben was suspended and Kiesel had like that 80-yard interception return for a touchdown and Charlie Batch started.
Gotcha.
The second one was what was it, like 5 years ago? You remember when Vance McDonald gave that stiff arm to that?
Yes.
To that guy and knocked him out for the season. That was cool. I was at the St. Louis one the
Oh,
last time
wow.
that St. Louis had a team, and that's whenever like they were doing the pregame introductions and they caught the field on fire. And I was also over when the Steelers played the Vikings in England. So this will be my fifth
Oh,
away
damn.
game. Yeah.
He should.
You're
He
a
should.
you're
He
a
should be
you're a
course.
world traveler.
You should.
Yeah.
I should hand the baton to be. He'd be the correspondent because he's all
Wow.
over the place, man.
Wow. Yeah, he's done a couple podcasts with them. Oh, that's awesome. Mark knows everybody though too. Mark's pretty positive.
Mark's worldly.
Craig's a big Doctor Who fan. Yes. And Sean. Okay, right on. So
Nice, Sean.
we'll get back to the Colts game before we get out of here. But I wanna ask you, Kenny, about these rumors of the trades, and I'm gonna get Shane's too. The rumors of Russell Wilson maybe being traded. What do you feel it would happen, or no, it wouldn't happen, Kenny? I want to get your take on it.
If I was a betting man, absolutely not. He has a no trade clause, I believe, in his 1 year deal. The only way that I believe it would happen, Steelers right now, if there's a team like Miami or a team that thinks that they can win now, and pretty much Miami is the main one that comes to
Yeah.
mind,
Mhm.
is Steelers have to say, we want a first round pick. And you don't settle for anything less. I'm happy with our quarterback room. You have a guy
Okay.
that is playing not lights out, but he's playing good football. He is not costing us the game. I think the Steelers have one turnover in 3 games, and that was like a tipped pass that just
Hey, yeah.
field.
Yes.
So I'm not going crazy on that one. He's doing great. Let's say he gets hurt. Then we have a former Super Bowl winning quarterback as a backup. I do not see it happening. I like this quarterback room, but if Steelers say a #1 draft pick and there's a team like Miami or somebody that's going to give a #1 draft pick, then I actually listen and then I talk to Russell Wilson, especially if uh especially like why did I lose my train of thought? Especially if our quarterback that's starting right now. Sorry, I'm thinking of so many
That's
names
okay.
right now.
Fields.
Yeah, Justin
Yep.
Fields. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine, brother.
That as long as he keeps playing good, then trade him. That I would have no problem for a first rounder. But do I think a team's going to do that? No. And besides that, you do not trade him.
Well, let me ask you a question, Kenny, and then I'm going to go
Okay.
to Shane. Do you think this, just to make it in the NFL, you have to have 2 quarterbacks nowadays, no matter what?
You absolutely do. And I'm not saying that you have to have like uh Peyton Manning and Archie Manning on your team. But you need to have a veteran in there. And I mean, the NFL has changed. The NFL is not going to be the NFL we grew up with. And it makes me sad in so many ways. You get so many of these quarterbacks that are #1 draft picks, and you don't let them learn. That's why you have a good veteran quarterback. One of my favorites back in the day was Steve DeBerg. Look at how many
Oh, I
teams he
remember
played
him.
for.
He was everywhere.
Yeah, that you had him in, and he started in San Fran when Joe Montana got there.
Yep.
And you let these quarterbacks develop and learn because look at some of these rookie quarterbacks that they're almost going to be ruined because you throw them in there with no offensive line. And plus, too, the game is so much faster in college. In college, you can get away with playing a Kenny Meier State and throwing the ball over your head, and you have a future #1 round draft pick wide receiver that'll make you look good. In the NFL, that's not that. So, do I think you need 2 quarterbacks? Absolutely. Not necessarily 2 Pro Bowlers, but you need a veteran that can teach the youngster and a youngster that's coming up. So, yes, I absolutely think you do.
Okay. Shane, what do you think?
Nothing's off the table, but I think it's highly unlikely. I mean, come on. But Miami probably wants to deal. I would love to see Tyreek Hill in a first round draft pick, but that's wishing in one hand, shit in the other, But
You're not going to give Tyreek Hill and a #1 pick.
No, that's not going to happen. But
Well, what about this? What about this? If he wants out,
that's just it. Russell's not starting, so I think that option that'd be very attractive for him going to Miami and the opportunity to play with a team that's playoff. Has to have the talent there to make it to the playoffs. That would be the only selling point. You know.
Okay.
And Shane, you know what? We're forgetting one thing. Russell Wilson isn't healthy now. A team isn't going to trade for a not healthy quarterback right now. Who knows when he's going to be ready? So as of right now,
Yeah,
they're
but
not going to trade for
he's
him.
still better than the kid right now that is spelling his name backwards.
And frontwards and sideways. I was never a big Tua fan to begin with.
Well, I was
you
never
can't
a
take
big
those. You
speller
can't take those
myself.
hits. And Sean, yes, that I like Charlie Batch too.
Yeah.
Great. He was great in Detroit, and he made a career being a backup and helping the Steelers. And now he's in the radio business for the Steelers, and he's making lucrative money. So
he's fantastic on the radio.
Yeah, I just think that they're not going to trade. I just think they're going to keep it, and I think Russell is giving Fields some encouragement and giving him some tutelage to make him a better quarterback, maybe to read a little better, maybe to throw the ball away so he doesn't get an interception, because that interception was a deflection, like you said, Kenny. That was a freaky kind of, you know what I mean? And to take it and maybe know when to run, to get out of the pocket. He's probably telling him a whole bunch of stuff, because Wilson in his heyday was a running quarterback also too. And, so, Mark went to the Steeler game. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, and yes, and Cal Allen can play, but I wouldn't want to have him start. Okay, let's what are we doing there, Shane?
Well, I'm just saying we could ask the Magic 8 Ball.
Let's ask it, Kenny. This is our Magic 8 Ball where we do a lot of crazy questions, and it did say that because Shane actually said that Justin Fields was going to go in and probably be the Steelers MVP in the fourth game. So he picked it. It was three games before.
I said he would start, and he wasn't named the starter.
I
yet.
laughed.
He's still not named the starter yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Me and Mark laughed. We laughed our ass off, and it come back. I took FanDuel for Russell Wilson to get me 5 rushing touchdowns, and I'm never going to see. He's never going to see the field. So go ahead. What are we going to ask him?
We're going to ask the Magic 8 Ball. Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Little Halloween magic.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, Magic 8 Ball. Will Russell Wilson be traded?
Come on, let's see what it is. I'm excited.
Ooh, concentrate and ask again later.
Ooh, well,
that means it's murky. It's not decided.
It's 50-50.
It didn't say ask again later. It just said ask again. So concentrate this time, Shane, and ask again.
Will Russell Wilson be a Steeler by the end of the season? Sometimes ask a different way. Come on, Magic 8 Ball, answer me. Very doubtful.
Ooh. Well, you heard it here first, people. Steeler Dynasty podcast. We're taking the advice off of the Magic 8 Ball. And that's how we're going to do it. Good old Charlie Batch with that. Alan needs to play the clipboard. Yeah, the clipboard's pretty dangerous, though.
Yeah.
So I got some questions. What about Waddle and a third?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
might take Waddle and a third. I mean, the thing is, I don't want to upset what's not broken, because one of our 2 quarterbacks, I believe, are going to be there next year. The other one, and let's say if it's Justin Fields, if he's going to be there and they say, okay, we're giving you the reins, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think Russell Wilson is going to say, you know what, let me be another backup. Unless he's comfortable with that and he gets the money.
Yeah, guys, but if you get a first-round draft pick, you could go after Manning, I think he might be coming out. You think he's coming out?
Isn't he just a freshman?
He's a freshman, but he might come out after this year. If he's playing a lot.
Don't you have to be so old and play?
I think he's used
come on, college guy. He's not coming out.
Oh man, that would be great. I'm just wishing one hand shit in the other.
He's gonna pop his cherry a little more.
He's killing, man. I know.
Well, and this is true. Cordell was also a backup.
Right.
Cordell was good though. Cordell was way before his time. way before his time. If Cordell was
got ruined.
playing right now, MVP.
Yeah, Cordell got ruined because they took him, and when they made him a starting quarterback, tried to make him a pocket passer. And I think there for like 3 or 4 years, he had a new offensive coordinator or quarterbacks coach
every year.
So they ruined him. They ruined him. They said, Cordell, take away one of your magical gifts and stand there and try to play like the traditional pocket passer. And that was not him.
Oh. No, if Cordell Stewart was playing right now, he'd be the MVP, and we probably would have another Super Bowl ring because he had a strong arm.
Yeah,
because he had that Hail Mary pass in Colorado. Charles Johnson got it. That was a Hail Mary pass, and he was faster than and I believe if he wasn't, if the quarterback stuff didn't mess him up, he could have been a Pro Bowl receiver because he was good in that year when we went to. We played Dallas.
Was that Charles Johnson that caught it, or was that Michael Westbrook that caught it?
That was Charles Johnson that caught that Hail Mary pass from Colorado because they were teammates, and we drafted Charles Johnson also.
Right.
Because we were remember Cowher loved the Colorado he loved the Colorado players.
Why was I thinking that was Michael Westbrook, the wide receiver?
No.
I'm gonna have to double check that one. I remember Charles Johnson came from Colorado, but I'm gonna have to peek on my phone on this one.
That's okay. That's okay.
Hey,
yes,
Baba.
Happy birthday to Luke Skywalker.
Right. He was Shador before Shador. So did you guys get to read that listing where the Steelers are not highly ranked?
Well, that was another topic, and that pisses me off because I don't know who makes those rankings. It must be like 4 guys that live in their mom and dad's basement that have no idea of seeing the Steelers beating teams that they're beating, and those teams are actually beating the teams that nobody thought they'd beat.
Yeah,
and the Steelers should be moved up.
An example.
The Steelers should be moved up. The Steelers should be in the top 5. I say top 5. Little biased here, me.
I'd say top 6, absolutely top, maybe top 5. Yeah, I at least top 10, and they're 14.
Yeah, 14th, like Mark said, is total bullshit. I don't know who makes these numbers. Anti-Steeler fans that don't want the Steelers being the top 10 when they truly deserve it. So, Kenny, what do you think about this?
Well, here's the thing. It's 3-0 is 3-0, and I've had this discussion with several people, and they're like, "Oh, well, look at Baltimore. They're 1-2. They're a much better team than the Steelers."
I don't think
not so. By record. They're not 3-0. Did I think coming into the season that Baltimore was a much better team than the Steelers? Or at least a better team than the Steelers, and I'm just using them as an example.
Sure.
Absolutely. But there's 5 3-0 teams now, if I'm correct.
5.
Yeah, there's Steelers, Bills. There's one in each division. There's Seattle, Minnesota, and Kansas City.
Right.
So we have those, but we should at least be in the top 10. And, like with the eye test, do I think, and I was thinking of this analogy today, do I think the Steelers are as good as the Buffalo Bills? No, they do not have a prolific as an offense. They don't have a good as quarterback, but they're both 3-0. 3-0 is 3-0. You don't win anything for style points. It would be like if I said, "Hey, Bubba, we're going to both cook this recipe and see how."
Well, you got me beat. I can't cook, Kenny.
All right. Well, let's say anybody for this, and you have all these brand new shiny toys and slicers and dicers, and you can flip this stuff upside down and everything, and you get yours cooked done in 45 minutes before me. And I use an old cutting board and old pans and pots and everything. And when it comes down to the end, we both have the exact same product. Does it make yours any better that you have all these shiny new toys and I don't? No, we have the same finished product. So 3-0 is 3-0. So we should definitely, at least at minimum, bare minimum, be number 6. That's what I'm thinking. Bare minimum.
Yeah, guys, look at this. I pulled this up. This is team rankings, and this is more of like based off of stats. And it's not some guy just throwing numbers out there. And that's what I sent Bubba before, where they're 14th. But this is still kind of a joke because if you look at this, San Francisco's 1-2.
They
and
sucked.
They're number 3.
They
look
the Rams. Yeah, the Rams beat them in the last.
Yeah.
With that long pass, and you know what I mean. So where are they at? Because I can't see because I'm going.
They're at number 3. So I'll read it for the fans.
They're not.
Buffalo's at 1. Kansas City's at 2. I can see that. San Francisco should not be at 3, having a record of 1-2.
What
Green
the heck's
Bay
going on with that?
Yeah, Green Bay's 2-1. I think they should definitely be top 10, but not number 4. Philly, another top 10 team, but not number 5. Detroit, a top 10 team, but not number 6. Baltimore has no freaking business whatsoever being 7 at 1-2.
No,
they're smoking crack.
Well, somebody's smoking crack, and it ain't.
So that's why I'd put Pittsburgh at like 5 or 6, absolutely, without a doubt.
At least 5 or at least 4. But that shitty 49ers game, I would bump them out of the top 3. That loss to the Rams was terrible. They should not be in the top 3. But
there's an argument for Minnesota to be ahead of the Steelers. They're undefeated. So I'll
go 4. I'll take Pittsburgh 4. I'll move them up 1.
Yeah,
it's a joke that there's 2 1-2 teams in the top 10. I mean, right there, that's a joke. And I don't care if you lost on a last-second play or anything. I'm sorry, that's a joke. I would even throw, and I hate to say this, but right now after 3 weeks, I would throw the Jets in the top 10 or at least.
I could
10.
see that.
Well, then the Jets beat the Packers, right? No, maybe I don't know.
No.
Remember.
The Jets won. They lost the first week and then won the next 2. And just so you know, Bubba, I looked it up. The Hail Mary pass was caught by Michael Westbrook. I looked it up on my phone.
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, damn. And Westbrook, where did he go? He went to.
I believe Michael Westbrook was the wide receiver for the Redskins.
Okay. I don't know why I thought Charles Johnson. I know we drafted Charles Johnson.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and the Steelers are better than Philly. I do agree because that game, the Saints was up 3-0 going into the fourth quarter. I think our defense, just on defense alone, we're in the top 5.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that defense gets them there.
No,
I'm just saying that defense gets them there without a doubt. I think the offense is what's scaring people. The fact that Fields is untested. He only has 1 game where he actually scored touchdowns. So
yeah, and you know what? At some point, I gotta say, I don't care how we use the recipe for us to win. Now, if you want to look at a team maybe on paper and go, okay, look at Philly. They have better wide receivers. They have I don't want to say a better running back, but some people will argue Saquon's better than our 1-2 punch. They have a better quarterback and stuff. Okay, but look at the results on the field. We are 3-0. We're doing it our way and not anybody else's way. And I'm sure you guys have discussed, if you look at the stats overall for the NFL this year, there's only been one 300-yard passer in the NFL, and that was Andy Dalton last week.
Yeah.
There's all the passing's down, rushing's up.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's like the mid 80s, early 90s now, which I'm okay with that because I'm old and I like that because when we run the ball, we take minutes off the clock and the defense is sitting on the sidelines. Our defense is resting. I'd rather have a TJ Watt very rested. And this game in Indianapolis, we will see Herbig play a whole game probably.
Yeah.
Or 90% of it, Okay, well, I got some questions, or I got some people comments here. Who's better than Calvin Austin?
It's tough right now because you can't really say anybody is like second through fifth wide receivers. Who are you really going to say? Maybe Van Jefferson, but who knows? I think you have a solid number 1. We have a rookie that I thought would be a number 2. But hasn't played a game yet. And then you have 3 other guys or 4 other guys that you can just pretty much mix them all in and out. So we'll just have to see through the year.
Well, that game was boring, though. I mean, I'm glad you guys won, but I'm not glad, but I mean, it was boring, you know. Yeah, because it's not. But also, too, we let 10 points. We could have scored 10 points if it would have been 5 minutes to go, like we said Tuesday night on the Australia Dynasty the award show for the Hooley Dooley University show. I thought if we had 5 minutes to go, the Steelers would have been drove down there and they would have scored. Now they didn't want to, score when it was like 30 seconds and whatever. They don't want to be assholes. But if we had 5 minutes to go in the game, we'd have drove, we'd have scored, we'd have got 27-10. That's pretty good. And if Justin Fields would have got maybe 5 more yards on that third down pass instead of going on fourth where it's 62-yarder, if it would have been a 58-yarder, that's 10. He could have hit a 58, and it wasn't that. Yeah, the wind wasn't blowing.
And think of how many plays in the first 2 games that were deep plays, and they called back that could have been touchdowns or at least setting up touchdowns in the first 2 games. So I like the formula. They took the ingredients that we had and are making the best possible dish out of what we have. We're not trying to play like a Buffalo or a Kansas City or anything like that. We're trying to play Pittsburgh Steelers football. And guess what? After 3 weeks, it's working for us.
Well, and we can also, have Leo rotate in the outside linebacker because I messed up and I thought we signed Gold and he retired. So, like I said, I had a couple concussions in the head here. So, non-local sports media always snubs Pittsburgh sports. I'm used to it.
Yeah,
true. That's true.
Got a few fans. You got Stephen A's a fan, Snoop Dogg's a fan, but people shit on him still.
Snoop. Well, because Snoop Dogg's high all the time, so he don't know what the hell day it is. But also, too, Snoop Dogg goes to other fields and other teams and wears other jerseys, though. So
true.
I seen him wear the Rams jersey. I don't give a shit if you're a Steeler fan.
Yeah, I prefer Hanes, but if I have Fruit of the Loom on, I'm not going to be hating. You know what I mean?
But team loyalty is different, though. Team loyalty is different.
I won't wear a jersey. I mean, you know what I mean?
Elliott
like I won't
go
rock the
for
jersey.
next Sunday. You mean
Elliott,
Ezekiel Elliott?
Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
I think he means Deshaun Elliott.
Deshaun Elliott.
I'm thinking.
I don't know, George. I don't know if you're making. Next, I just wanted. You mean this Sunday? Because next Sunday's the Cowboys game.
Right. So I'm not sure which one he's asking about here, George.
Yeah, that Cowboys game's away, right?
No, it's at home.
No, it's at home.
It's at home. It's Sunday night. It's Sunday night.
Oh, it's Sunday. It's an 8:20 game.
Yeah, and then after that, I think it's the Raiders, and then we have 2 more late night games. Like, don't 100% correct me, but I think that's how it goes.
Well, like I said, we got to go back to this Colts game right now. So the Colts makes us, if we beat the Colts, we're 4-0 going into this Sunday night game against the depleted, exploded. Because I watched the thing on ESPN where they want Jerry Jones's head, like always.
Yeah.
And their offense is going to get eaten up by the Steelers, and it's a home game.
Yeah.
So our team is out manhandling and being physical with every team.
Yeah, Renegade has about 5 extra horsepower when it's after dark.
Yeah,
I know. 16. I'm telling you, I don't know. People are just coming in droves tonight.
Yeah,
this is the most we've had on YouTube, and it's everybody tuning in, and we appreciate it. We're like, wow, it's you, Kenny. You are the
Kenny, you're a star.
You're a diamond.
Well, I'll say it's the glue, because I would be laying in bed finishing watching AEW if it wasn't for you inviting me on here. So it's BADD. It is the Steelers Dynasty podcast, part of the Triple B experience.
There you go.
I'm just like, you put it all together, and I'm just that sweet little side dish and garnish that made.
Oh, you are
good. I love
sweet, Kenny. You are a sweet little side dish. That's your girlfriend told me.
Snooks, if you're watching, keep your mouth shut.
There you go. Jets and Giants are prime time, Mark says. Okay. Well, wait.
So I want to ask you boys a question. Okay, it's the Steelers question. Let me see if I can pull up that list again. I just
okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If I'm going to ask the question while I'm pulling up, what if you have to pick 3 teams that scare you in the NFL that the Steelers play, or they could play them in the playoffs.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, Kenny, you go
Yes,
first.
since you're our guest.
Okay, thank you. All right, 3 teams
welcome.
that the Steelers
Pull it
play
up.
that scare me. Number 1, you got to go Kansas City, just because they have Patrick Mahomes. Let me go down through here. Right now, I don't want to sound conceited. Cowboys don't scare me. Um,
Oh, you're fine.
I would say Ravens for one of the 2 games scare me, and just because they have Aaron Rodgers, I will say the Jets halfway scare me. So those would be my 3 teams. Anytime you have Lamar Jackson and that running attack, which I think they finally figured out last week, of giving the ball to Derrick Henry like almost 30 times, I think those 3 teams would scare me. Now, in the playoffs, if we would happen to get there, and I hate talking hypothetically like
Right.
this
Yeah.
far,
Right.
Yeah.
Buffalo, and everybody's going, well, you got to give Kansas City number 1 in the rankings, and I know you brought them up. Right now, Buffalo is the best all-around team, and Josh Allen is your MVP after 3 weeks. And that's, I'm not saying for the future or anything, but after 3 weeks, that team and that offense scares me.
I'll go next. I'll tell you what. You go back to that comment that Sean had there. Aaron Rodgers can throw from his back. He had a throw that looked like he was. If he had a window that big, it was 2 inches. I mean, it was a little bit of sidearm action. I mean, he can sling the pigskin. The Jets team can be dangerous, but thank God they're not on the schedule. Right?
Where's that game at?
They are. That's
They
at
are
home
Jets,
because
yeah.
I sold that
Okay.
game
Yeah,
to
Jets.
my friends. That's at home.
Oh,
So that
okay.
Jets game I have highlighted. That's kind of questionable. Trying to think who else. Kansas City. I think the Steelers I think the Steelers are going to give them their hand. Mahomes is going to be on his backside a lot. Okay. And Watt is going to be laying on top of him more than he's laying on top of a lot of other things, if you know what I mean. He's going to be on top of that boy.
He got
the whole
he got
game.
his he's a daddy now, so
He's a
And
daddy now, but
that
he's
game's
not getting
Christmas
it.
Day. That game's Christmas Day.
Right.
His present's going to be unwrapped on his head. And, it's going to be Kansas City's tough, but the Jets are going to be tough. And then, like you said, the Bills. I foresee the Steelers playing the Bills in a playoff game. So those are 2 that scare me. Bubba, what's your take?
Well, my take is I'm not scared of anybody. I mean,
That's why I saved you for last.
Well, I mean, I'm just saving everybody. I thought, even with Mason Rudolph, that we could have did some damage and we could have upset Buffalo. I will never go against the Steelers in any playoff game, and I don't go against the Steelers in regular season. I think the Steelers, okay, I know it's going to be tough to have Patrick Mahomes because Mahomes has always beat the Steelers. I believe he's 3-0 against Pittsburgh. When he comes to Pittsburgh, he'll be 3-1. I believe that. I believe it. I think that'll be the big upset of the year because we're going to probably lose a couple games. We might have won. That's going to happen. Okay. I don't expect us to go undefeated. Right. Okay. Right. And I always expect a dogfight with the Ravens. But lately we have their number. So if we can, gang tackle and shut down, King Henry, we are better at that than a lot of teams will be because his defense is something that they haven't seen in such a long, long time. The thing about Aaron Rodgers, I hate him since he beat us in the fucking Super Bowl, and I think he's a douchebag. And he's a little bit crazy now, and he's got to go, off into Tibet and get in some solitude and total darkness. But he's not going to be able to get out of the grasp of TJ Watt, Highsmith, or Herbig. That defense will be coming, and he's not going to be able to side move. He's not going to be able to run like he did against who did he play against the other day that he was running and getting some first down yardage.
Oh, and they tackled him out of bounds.
Yeah.
Who did the Jets beat the other day? I'll have to go back through.
The Jets beat themselves. That's what they needed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing that cracked me up, Bubba.
I like that, Sean. I like that.
is I apologize for interrupting. Is like even
Nope.
before. Do you ever watch Get Up in the morning with
No,
Mike
but I know what you're
with
talking
Greeny and
about.
stuff? Like, and he loves the Jets, and all these experts are picking the Jets to go to the Super Bowl.
Well,
And
that's because they're high.
yeah, and it's nothing. It was even before the season started. It's nothing against Aaron Rodgers. That guy he's going to Ken. There's no argument there.
Sure.
But the thing is, you're a 40-plus-year-old quarterback coming off an ACL tear that you're not going to be that Aaron Rodgers, and everybody's already putting the Jets in the AFC Championship game.
Right.
I don't think he can do wear and tear for a full season. So, and we'll see what their defense is doing with that guy they traded
They
and
need a
got
good defense,
from Philadelphia that is still holding out and everything. And like you were saying, Rodgers is a prima donna. He absolutely is. He makes like such a small deal into
And
all
it's
this
at
drama
home.
from media.
That game is at home, people, and we play
Yeah.
tough in prime time. So, and if it's a Monday night game, I believe the Steelers are 20-1 or 20-0. Like Monday night, we're unstoppable. We can play against Jesus, God, and all his angels, and the Steelers are still winning on Monday night 99.9% of the time.
All right, for my Catholic family, I did not say that quote. I'm just letting you know right here. I would bet on Jesus and God for that one.
Starting
All right.
at
But
inside
besides that,
linebacker.
anybody
But-
else, I'd go for the
But
Steelers.
But
Jesus.
Craig, I think the Steelers could stop Barkley. I don't think the Eagles are impressive as they were before. And this could be the year that the Steelers go into Philly. They haven't done it in any of our lifetime.
They're due.
They got to
This is the
find a
year.
squirrel, got to find a nut, something. If they stop Barkley, there's your all your Eagles, because Jalen Hurts throws interceptions and the Steelers secondary will pick them off like Duck Hunt and Duck Hunt. Remember that game? And then
Yes. I still have my Nintendo hooked up.
Oh, there you go.
I'm playing a season of Super Tecmo Bowl.
So I just think that
Hut.
I think the Steelers can beat any team on any given Sunday, on any given Monday. I'm not sweating anybody. I know there's going to be a couple games where I'm going to have to bite the bullet. And I'm going to have to do these shows, and it's not going to be a win. I know that, but I don't want to see it, and I'm not going to take it because I'm going to take Pittsburgh for every game that I can. So the Jets is at prime time. Dallas, I'm not sweating Dallas. I think Dallas, Jerry Jones should probably sell his team to somebody that actually could want to do something. He's like Bob Nutting. Jerry Jones is like the Bob Nutting of the fucking NFL. The Pirates.
Except he spends money. That's the only.
Yeah, he does spend money, but
yeah,
but he still can't get any further than where they're at.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the ride too, George, and I think we're going to see a lot more stuff because if our offense gets better, our team will be better, and everybody that's in the national spotlight will be like, "Oh yeah, the Steelers." And they're talking about us, but they never want to talk about the Steelers because I don't care who talk. I talk about the Steelers. I don't care.
We know what's up.
Yeah.
I took 13-4 too, Sean.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I feel foolish now saying 9-8.
Oh, that'll be good. Well, you should be.
I'm not
170
jumping
subs.
the gun
Hey, 170. Woo! We're 30 away from 200.
That's
before
awesome.
The bye week. We're trying. We are chipping away, and we appreciate all you guys. Listening to two Yinzers. One drinks Iron City, and one probably drinks. You probably drink Icy Light, don't you, Shane?
Icy Light? I drink Icy Light. I'm more of a cranberry and vodka or
I'm more of a cranberry vodka.
White Russian. I'm like the Big Lebowski.
Oh, okay.
I have
you with your house code on.
Yeah.
Seriously, I think every game the Steelers play is like a playoff game. To me, I mean, it's like a big game. Every game's big. This game against the Colts is a revenge game from last year when we had them and we messed up. We go into Indianapolis and we shut down the run. Aaron Richardson ain't going to know what's going to happen because TJ Watt that defense is going to shut him down. Do you think so, Kenny? Because we'll get back. Let's talk about this Colts game before we bid everybody adieu. So what do you think is going to happen this Sunday, Kenny, when you go to Indianapolis and you see the Steelers against the Colts?
Well, it depends on which Anthony Richardsons that we see. And I just wanted to let you know, Bubba, after this Indy game, and I'm just say something real quick, we have Cowboys Sunday at 8:20, Steelers October 13th at 4:05, and then October 20th at 8:20 Jets, and October 28th 8:15 against the Giants. So it's not until November that we have another 1:00 game.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Prime time.
Well,
The Steelers are prime
Prime
time.
time.
Right?
Yes.
I don't like Sunday night games. I like 4:00 games because I can drink a little. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then I
Guess
can be
who's
done
going to
at
love
7.
that? Guess who's going to love that?
Mark's gonna love it.
Yeah.
He'll be
For
up. What time will he get up?
That'll be like 8 in the morning for him or something.
He gets up at like 3:00 in the morning for 1:00.
He looks like, and he's gonna have to look this up if he doesn't know, but he looks like Harry Carey when he wakes up. He's like,
oh well, everybody.
Guys. It's,
Like
he has glasses on.
When Will
He looks
Ferrell
like Will
did
Ferrell.
him,
yeah.
when he was like, if I was a hot dog, would you eat yourself? Back when he used to do those.
Oh,
Everybody come down. I don't know what I'm doing, everybody.
But all right, let me get back to the indie game. We're getting a little off track now, although I love it. Indie game depends on which Anthony Richardson that we see. And Mark, I guess that's Mark Steelers Nation Australia.
Yep, 11
Colts
o'clock.
game
11
are
o'clock.
3 a.m., 11 o'clock. Actually, that's not bad for him.
That's a great
all right,
time for
Anthony Richardson, if he hands the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, I can't remember their second running back, and Anthony does a little bit of running. Now, everybody's basing Anthony Richardson's first 3 games, I believe, off of one pass, which that pass was freaking incredible. He dropped that dime like 70 yards in the air. But that was one pass. That's like even everybody's going crazy over Jaden Daniels, and he was MVP-esque for one game, and that one pass in the corner that he had a guy in his face was awesome. But let's all calm down here. I think if we do the same formula we did in the first 2 games, I know Najee was a full person in practice today because the other day they saw him in a sling.
Right.
Warren's not the same Warren, but Cordarrelle Patterson is at least helping out with the run game. We do the exact same formula. We have TJ Watt, once again, tucking in the napkin, licking his chops to go in and go after the quarterback.
I like that analogy. That's a nice analogy. I like
yeah,
that.
He's
Thank
like
you.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah.
Thank you. That I hate to make predictions only because when I make predictions, I jinx ourselves. But I think if we stick with the same exact formula, put pressure up the middle, put pressure on the outside, that will hopefully give us the recipe for us getting to 4-0.
I can't disagree with you there. I can't. I mean, I know they have Michael Pittman, the receiver?
Oh, yes. That's the one that our DB got suspended with last year for knocking him out and with that one hit.
I thought they're smoking.
Yeah. So hopefully, and that'll be Joey Porter Jr. be on him. So, But also too, if they has no time to throw with the 7 up front, maybe he won't be a factor because Porter does shut down their number 1 receivers. He has been, all the last 3 games. So, I mean, he held there, in Detroit there, or not Detroit, in Denver, he held a couple times. And I really didn't see too much of him this Sunday because I think they were trying to run the ball more, but they were getting the ball into the middle linebacker area with that one rookie that the Chargers were using.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah, you're going to have a great time in Indianapolis. Are you coming home like right after the game, or are you going to spend Monday there?
What we're doing, we're gonna leave Monday. Hopefully, be back maybe like 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. Not leave too late. So we're gonna enjoy the rest of our night at my friend's cousin's house. So I just told him, I said the only thing that I want to do, hi Ralph, is I want to I said, I don't care what we do Saturday, but I'm in bed early because it's always like Christmas Day for me when I'm going to a game. I want to be in bed early, up early.
Is it like your Christmas Story? You're like Ralphie?
Wait. Time out. Wait, Kenny. I could picture you in footies with like 2 little buttons over your butt cheeks, like going down, like
black and gold. Black
I
and
don't
gold.
have the, I don't have the
onesie.
back door thing there, but if they made
Back
one,
door
I'd
action.
probably wear it on Christmas. I would wear it on Christmas, Shane.
With like the plastic white little bottoms on the feet so you don't slip.
That and I
funny.
so I can also shock people with the static electricity too.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that in
Did
my
you want me to
mind.
put this back up, Shane? This page.
No, you don't have to. I was just going to show you everybody, but we talked about
Here,
it,
go
so it
ahead.
doesn't matter. You
Go
know, the odds for the Steelers to make the playoff this year is 80%.
Right now. Well, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
You know, and then the odds to win the division is 52%. That's better than Vegas odds.
Yep. That's
So I'll
better than
take that.
Kamala Harris.
That's good news, guys. That's good news. Yes.
I'm glad
Sorry.
you called her Kamala. Like, do you ever notice?
Well, I could call her the Ugandan giant, but I don't know.
Yeah. Do you notice until she started to actually run for president, and I'm not talking politics.
I know.
She was Kamala, and then all of a sudden they changed her name.
The Kamala.
Yeah,
Well,
but that's all
I
I'm
don't
saying
know.
about politics.
Yep,
We're here to talk
that's
about
it. I
Steelers.
mean, the Steelers got a better chance than the poll ratings.
Yes.
So, and
I just
I'll
want to
take
pull
that.
that up.
I will take that. Well, I will take that. We do
To
have a couple
close the
comments.
show. Good
We
news.
do have a couple comments. 171 subs. Woo!
What the
We
hell?
are 29 away from 200.
Yeah, guys.
Just keep chipping
I love it.
away. That's what we're doing. We're chipping away on Steelers Dynasty Podcast every Wednesday nights at 9:00 live. We go after the aftermath of the Steeler games. If we can get a guest like Kenny proudly came on tonight.
Probably thought we had Kenny Chestnut on.
Oh, for the hot dogs.
Yeah.
No, that's Joey.
That's
Are
Joey
you combining
Joey
Kenny
Chestnut.
Are you
Kenny Chesney.
Some of those.
Kenny
Maybe those
Chesney
two
and
famous
Joey
guys
Chestnut?
had a kid,
All right.
and then you're his kid.
Well, hey. And then we're gonna review like I'm probably gonna I don't know what I'm doing Sunday, but I know I'm probably gonna do a preview at 12 or 12 something. I'll probably get off. If I do work, I'll get off at 11, and then I'll come right here, and then we can do it. And then we're definitely going to go after. So I'll probably cut a couple short videos this week too, like I did with our injuries. And how about our injuries, Kenny, before we get out of here? Boy, it's like the 4077 unit.
Yeah, it's crazy. Kenny John Moxley.
Yeah,
Hey, no spoilers. I was looking over there and I saw the end of that.
I hit the wrong fucking button.
Yeah,
I hit the wrong button, Kelly.
Hey, it's okay. It still looked like kind of a good match, but I've been paying attention here. But as far as
Darby
our injuries,
Allin, my legs are bigger than Darby Allin.
Yeah, and it's. Hey, as long as it's not Orange Cassidy with his stupid hands in the pockets, fake kicking people, but that's neither here nor there. But
right.
As far as all the injuries, you know what? Every team has them, and every team will have them every year. So it's next man up, and I'm not complaining. I mean, dear Lord, look at San Francisco with all the injuries they have on offense.
Yeah, that running back they got. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah. And guess who?
I know.
Chris McCaffrey in 2 drafts that drafted him first. That now
I got him first this year.
Yeah, and he's in like France or Germany, seeing some specialist now or something like that.
Probably won't play the whole season. Probably it was a waste.
Yeah, just my luck.
Fucking mad.
Yeah, but as far as injuries, you know what? I feel so bad for Trice. They said there was a special name for his injury that he had. They put him on IR. He's out for. So we have. I'm surprised they didn't put Wilson, our quarterback, on IR. Let's see who.
I don't think he's as hurt. I don't think he's as hurt as everybody thinks. I think this is part of what. I don't know. There's something ulterior here.
Yeah.
People in the comments are asking, Kenny, your show is on Facebook at halftime, correct?
Yes, and thank you. I assume that's Mark from Steelers Nation Australia and George T. I do not have a podcast, but just for how much fun I have doing this with Bubba, I'm definitely thinking of doing that for the Steelers. I do have a YouTube channel, but I do all my stuff live. So if I make a mistake, oh well. But check me, before the Steelers game. Be tailgating probably about between 9 and 10 a.m. I'm gonna do my pregame, and then for every halftime report, Mike and George T. If you friend request me on Facebook, my full name is Kenneth J. Meier, middle initial J. At halftime, literally.
He wants you to make a YouTube channel.
Thank you, brother.
Mark is a magician because he made me split. He's like, hey, Bubba, you got your Triple B experience. You got all this stuff on one show. Nobody knows what the hell you're talking about. You got to split it in two. And ever since I listened to him, that's what I've done.
Right.
So, and Mark makes, I mean, I was on a show drinking beer and people were giving him money like it was like I was at a strip joint. Yeah, I was at a strip joint.
But yeah, Mark, check me out on everybody. Check me out. Facebook, literally no more than usually 30 seconds after the last second goes off. I'm live. I talk my sponsors. Sometime I have special guests. Shane, I'm hoping to maybe have you and Bubba on once real quick, talk 2 or 3 minutes and do that.
Wow. I never heard me talking no longer than a minute. I'm kidding.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. I try to keep it fast and fresh and not be on there for 15 minutes.
No, I've heard you do a great job, though.
Thank you.
You do a great job. You tell your sponsor, you get people pumped up, and you hurry up, and you have like you get everything. I mean, you even did it at the game. You did it, and you had your people. You know, I mean, you know what you're doing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
this. Is
so,
you're very inquisitive. You know your Steeler facts. You're good. You're a great speaker, and you probably should have a YouTube channel.
Thank you very much.
And people would, I would follow, and I'm sure everybody else would too.
And I was able to stump you today with the Michael Westbrook one.
You did.
I was able to get that one.
I thought it was Charles Johnson, and I'm pretty good with my whatever. But yeah, I mean, because I have a trivia. Here's my Steeler trivia book right here. Maybe I'm going to stump you right now on today. Today's September 25th. Hold on. September 25th.
Okay.
September 25th. We'll see. Okay.
Shit, I gotta get my car inspected.
Oh, okay. Well, get your car inspected. Okay. Well, this is a fact. It's a fact. Mark Robinson, whom the Steelers drafted at linebacker 2022, played 3 college seasons as a running back. 1 season for Presbyterian College, 2 for Southeast Missouri State before walking on at Mississippi and switching to the defensive side of the ball. That was a fact. I did not know that.
No, I didn't either.
Who is it? Joe Green?
Okay, here's trivia. Who caught a 2-yard touchdown pass early? This is gonna be hard. Early in the 4th quarter for the go-ahead points in the Steelers' 15-10 win at the Browns in Week 8 of 2021. Holy shit!
2021 and caught a 2-yard touchdown pass.
Yes.
Week 8, 2021. Okay, I got a second to think on this one.
Okay, go ahead.
2021.
Oh, he knew Westbrook. Oh, right.
Okay, let me ask you this. Just give me a clue. Was it a wide receiver or was it a running back? I have a feeling it's a running back. But
well, it wasn't Juju. Devil said Juju, and somebody actually has the answer in the comments, but I'm going to let you try to guess.
I see it there.
I'll give you one guess.
Okay, 2021. All right, it wasn't Juju. All right, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess. Was it Cam? No, not Cam, or not Hayward. Was it our backup tight end? I'm trying to think. What was his? Was it the tight end that went on to play at Detroit? Was it Jesse James?
No, but you were so close with the tight end. It was Pat Freiermuth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you had a position. You were pretty. You had it.
Robert's on it today.
Robert got it. No,
Gentry. I liked Zach Gentry too, but hey, at least I was in the ballpark.
You were in the ballpark. You were in the ballpark. You know, no, it wasn't Villanueva.
That's a good guess too.
That was a good guess. But so Kenny, before we get out of here, tell everybody once again how they can see your famous halftime report, because I know you did it, but let's do it again. before you get out?
Okay, everybody, I'll just do this real short and sweet. Every game, unless I'm going to the game or it's a very special occasion, on Facebook. My full name is, you can see the spelling there, is Kenneth, middle initial J with a period, Meier. And literally it max 30 seconds. After halftime, the last second goes off. I just have to get my game face on, double check my stats, and I'm ready to go. And I do that. If I go to the game, I just pick a random time that whenever I get to where I'm tailgate and whatnot, I do a pregame report so I can properly represent the sponsors that I have, that I can give all their contact information. So that's how I do it for now. But all you guys saying, I think I may have to do a YouTube channel and get to do
I'm
a
telling you,
podcast. But thank
people
you.
will subscribe, and these people that come on this show here are they come from Mark. They come from Mark's show. So
Wow.
it's like a community, man. It's all Steeler talk. The draft is something. I mean, man, hours and hours and hours and hours. I mean, Mark does stuff every day.
And Bubba, one thing I wanted to know, and I think maybe some of your fans wanted to know, how do I saw when you posted one of those awesome Steelers Dynasty podcast hats.
Well, I got to mail one out to good old Chloe out west. But these hats here,
that's the one I want, the mesh one.
Well,
we're going to get some more. I'll send you the money.
We're going to get some more made up. We got another giveaway here pretty soon. We'll do the giveaway when we get to 200 subscribers for the next hat.
Yes.
But we're going to get some more ordered. I'm looking to get some koozies and stuff like that. And we do have these are the other Dynasty hats too. They're like the primitive. They're like the workman's hat. They're a workman hat.
I'm going to do some Steelers Dynasty podcast, and it has Bigfoot. It says Believe on it. So if you want one of those, let me know.
Yep.
I'm calling.
See ya. Well, before we get out of here, I want to give a big shout out this Saturday. It's a big, huge charity event. It's about the Warriors Foundation. Yep. September 28th, $50 tickets. You can get every 5 minutes. You can win some guns. Oh, ping ping or whatever. I don't know what you can say or what you can, but pew pew or whatever. But it's for the Warriors. It's $50 tickets. You don't have to be there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go. I don't think I'm going to go because I got to work and I got to put up wrestling posters. But I will buy a ticket. And it's a great cause. And also, before I get out of here, here's Steelers Nation Australia. Every show, please subscribe to that. Yep. And we're on every Tuesday night, the three of us in the Hooley Dooley University Steeler Awards. And also, I want to give a shout out to Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk, proud sponsor. PP&J, proud sponsor. And JT's Toys and Collectibles, proud sponsor. IndieWrestling.us, but you can catch all my wrestling of the APWF on the Triple B Experience. But also, too, Ralph Williams and Smoking Jim Frazier, proud sponsor. And Shane Show, proud sponsor, Near Mafia with Shane. And if you need construction in Indiana County, JP Building and Remodeling, Jeff Booth, give him a call. He's actually, one of the proud sponsors. And Main Street Hobby at the Castle. They do a lot of, I don't know if you've ever been there, Kenny, but they do a lot of stuff, memorabilia, merchandising, and all that stuff. And JW Designs, proud sponsor of the APWF and Habitat's Beer and Tobacco in Johnstown. And also, geez, I got a lot of them. Fritz Films, proud sponsor. And also the proud sponsor of the Steelers Dynasty podcast, Yay. Mucky Duck Mustard. Can't wait. Can't wait with the
put in there Mucky Duck for life.
Yes, Mucky Duck. It's better than getting, you know what the biggest prize is when you get the Fucky Duck. That is the hottest mustard that you can say, because you get Mucky Duck, and if you get Fucky Duck, oh man, it's going to be all right.
You guys crack me up. I love you. Thanks for having me.
And also October 26th at the Castle, Nightmare at the Castle, our last APWF wrestling show. 7-8 great matches, a big, huge main event. $20 front row tickets, $15 general admission. You get the APWF combo, 4 tickets for $40. You can drink beer and have a good time. Shane's the ring announcer. I'll be walking around making sure everything's good to go and whatever. We're looking for a packed house because it's the last one of the year. And we do appreciate all the sponsors for the APWF this year and this show. Thank you so much. And we appreciate everybody. Black Ridge is in the house. Paul from Black Ridge. Great rock and roll band. They were at the Rib Fest down in Pittsburgh. They're traveling all over the place. They're booked every weekend. Paul, thanks for tuning in. There we go. Maki Doc. So, Shane, you want to say anything before we get out of here? And we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Tonight was one of the biggest people in the YouTube. We had 16 at one time. That's awesome. We're chipping away. You know. Oh, we're just catch a replay, brother. We're talking Steelers. So, Shane, do you have anything to go? Say anything before we get out of here?
Thursday, my show's going to be Friday because tomorrow night is a high school football game in Erie. So, you're going to have to watch me on Mountaineer Mafia on Friday night. But that's all I have. It's a bye week for the Mountaineers, but still going to talk Big 12 football. That's all I got.
Well, Kenny, thank you so much for coming on. You're always welcome anytime that you want to come on. You can come on and shoot the shit with the Steelers talk anytime. You just send me, you have an open invitation anytime. Doesn't matter if we have any other guests. You can come on, Kenny, and just you're a part of the Dynasty Nation here.
Yes,
so,
I'm proud to be part of the Dynasty Nation. Thank you, and I appreciate it. And it's been a pleasure. Everybody, if you're watching this, check out, subscribe. We want to get Big Bad Bubba Brewer to 200 subscriptions, and he'll start doing some giveaways. So check them out. And Bubba, I did want to thank you. 2 weeks ago, you promoted my halftime report independently. So I don't know if you watched my halftime report after week week 2.
Yeah,
I gave you a plug that week. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I thank you. And I'll be giving you plugs all the time now, as always, as much as I can, because I try to help everybody out. So, hey, everybody, come back every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. We will be doing some preview of the Steeler games. Probably Sunday at 12. I'll probably do some other stuff. And also Friday night I'll be doing the Triple B Experience, pop culture, talking wrestling, and who knows what I talk about on that show. I just rant and do whatever. So anything can go. But everybody, thank you so much. Kenny, thank you so much for coming on. And everybody, you guys have a great night and go Steelers. Everybody,
here we go,
take care.
Steelers. I'm bringing a win home from Indy. Woo!
Woo! See you guys. Good night.